Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
I have to tell you this because I just think it's hilarious. So I used to watch American Idol like from the get-go.
Yeah.
You're like, where's he going with this? But like
show.
season 1, I obsessed with Kelly Clarkson. I was the person that would pick up the phone and vote as many times for Kelly Clarkson as I could. Then I stopped watching American Idol, I don't know, long time ago. I haven't voted on a competition show maybe in 15 years. And I just want you to know, finale night, I voted 10 times for you.
I appreciate
That's
it.
that's the first
time in a while. That's an honor.
He did.
It really is.
She was at the show, and I texted her the screenshot of my text saying, voted for Joey, voted for Joey.
I love it. I appreciate it, man.
yeah.
You could have been the difference maker. We'll never
Yeah.
know. That could have been that could have been what got it done for us there.
Yeah.
Gut says that wasn't it. Gut says it was. There is a little bit of a difference going on. Honey, what are you doing? Okay, bye. We have the dogs in here for people who are listening. Remy just woke up from her nap. Yeah. Okay, so when you got the call, were you like, I'm down? Were you like, maybe not? What was like an initial gut reaction?
I was indifferent, and I've said that a lot, and it wasn't without thought before. I searched for it though. Like I talked to people about it. There was jokes about it when I was the Bachelor because Charity's announcement was during our final rose, the same as when I had my announcement of being the Bachelor. And one of the people on the side of ABC said, "You ready for that next?" I was like, "Whoa! I thought just the girls do it. Guys can go be on Dancing with the Stars too." She's like, "Well, maybe if your season goes well and people want to see it." I was like, "Okay, I can't dance." So I got like very scared, and that was the first time the idea even got planted in my head.
Yeah.
Season ended, and I at least was like, you know what, maybe I should ask and see if it's a possibility. And I talked to some people, and then the call came, but I was already putting in my head that was a possibility. So I talked with Charity and Dotton. I talked with Joe Amable for Grocery Store Joe, who did it too. And I talked to some people that were in it just to understand what it could be like without knowing anything, because you can't until you do it. But I was indifferent, but Kelsey was kind of the pushing person. She said she thought I would be great at it. She thought it'd be fun, and she thought it'd be a really cool experience. So her being so about it and me being like, are you sure? The people have said it's not great for a relationship, like all those things. I was pushing the opposite, almost being like devil's advocate to her, and she's like, we'll figure it out. I think you should do it. So she was kind of, I think, the selling point or the biggest reason why I was so open when I got the call.
Yeah.
When you talked to those people that had been on it and picked their brain, did they tell you how intense it was going to be?
They did, but again, it's like one of those things that I can explain to you how intense it was going to be,
but you
don't know until you do it. I think I asked more Charity and Dotton on the relationship side how it was for them, especially Dotton, because I wanted to know what his position was so I could at least try to understand what it would be like for Kelsey. So that was more that conversation. And then Joe was just like, tell me about how fun it was for you as a guy doing it. Like, what did you enjoy, this and that? And he just kind of, he said it was still one of his favorite things he's ever done. And for him, he's done a lot of other things too. For him to still say that, I said, well, I got to at least see what it's like. But yeah, I try to get different perspectives. At the end of the day, you make that decision for yourself, and you have to be open to it. Because when I do something, I have to do it full force. So I wanted to make sure I was open before I dove into it fully. Best decision I ever made. It was hands down the coolest experience I've ever had. Like I can't think of anything that has fulfilled so much for me in such a short period of time like that. It was unreal.
How was it on your and Kelsey's relationship? Like, I know the schedule is insane.
It was difficult at times, and I think she probably was open about that with you guys too. It was never a walk in the park, and it's literally just because of timing. I would have loved, especially in this important beginning time in our relationship, I would love to have been able to put so much more time into it than I physically could have. And the way I always described it for her and tried to explain it for myself too, is it felt like when I was teaching tennis as much as I possibly could. When you're on court for 40 hours a week and you're on the entire time, like you're talking to people, you're giving every single version of yourself. When you go home, the last thing you want to do is be on again. And it's not like I had to be on in our relationship, but I have to be giving her attention. I have to be making sure that I'm there fully. And I found my little version of when I got back home being like, Kelsey, I need 5 to 10 minutes to forget what is in my head with dancing, to like a reset zone. And then I want to hear all about your day. But if I came in the door and I wasn't like fully excited, I need to explain why. Like, I was still doing a 2-step in my head. Like I didn't even know where I was at the time.
Yeah.
But that was the hardest part initially. And, you know, the everyone outside opinion in the beginning, there's a lot of stuff that you can't control. But she was so amazing and so understanding during it. I tried my best to be the best communicator I could. And I think it made our relationship stronger at the end of the day, which is one of the things I'm most grateful for from the experience.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, like, if anything, like, you know, show and everything aside, that was probably such a huge, like, win for your guys' relationship. When we started dating, we, like, speed dated for, like, 2 weeks, and then Taylor went to London to film for 2.5 months. And I was just starting nursing school. So we, like, just, you know, talked for, like, maybe an hour a day. But we got to, like, really know each other, like, on like such a deeper level.
Yeah.
And by the time he came home, I was like, oh, I like, not that I know everything about you, but like, it actually feels like we've been together for like 6 months to a year, just because there was like that hardship.
Yeah.
So
It's weird how it works like that. You would think like that's not a great recipe, but you know, for us, it made us that much closer. It's like,
For sure.
Yeah. You can like find a way, like if that, like through that, if you can find a way to like communicate and like learn about how the other person like handles things. We always say, because we've been together for 7 years, married for 2, and everyone like after we got married was like, how's the first year? The first year's the hardest. And we were like, we're still waiting for it to be hard.
Right.
But I mean, then again, we went through, you know, me nursing school, both of us, like mental health stuff, COVID, like me working through COVID. Like we went through so much life in the beginning of our relationship. I feel like it's like, it's made it.
We feel the same way about a lot of what this past year has been like for us, is we've battle tested, as you want to say, a lot of times, and things that you shouldn't have to deal with in a relationship, things that you can't even explain or really connect with other people, because even people that went through the same situations as you, they're not the same person. It's not the exact experience. So you can try to take some of that, but what we're feeling might be completely different than someone else. And yeah, just very unique and rare things that really put a lot of strain. But what we've always said, and what I really give a lot of credit to us, is we just always continue to choose one another. It's because we know this is what we want, and we're, you know, by trial by fire, really quickly learning a lot about each other because of it too. And I'm so grateful for that, because I feel like I know her so well in such a short amount of time, and I'm so excited to learn more. And we always joke like we're still learning a lot of the little things, and that comes from communicating more. But I just have no doubt after this last year that this is going to work. It's just, it takes effort, and it takes a lot of effort when you put yourself in weird situations like being on 2 reality shows. So we're still figuring that out every single day.
Yeah.